Hello roulette fans, it's TeKKa Roulette back with another video, and on today's video I'm going to show one of the channel's subscribers strategies. This is called the Elite 21 and it is by David Elliott, aka ScouseHouse Roulette. He does have his own YouTube channel. He has been featured a lot on Will Vegas's channel as well. So he came and asked me after he saw the golden key if I could do a video on his Elite 21, which is kind of similar but kind of not similar. So I said, yeah, not a problem, I can try and do you a video for that, mate. That is what we're going to do today. But before we start, just remember this content is not financial advice. It is showing how I do roulette and how I can show other people's strategies using the tool, using real casinos, however I like, really. And it's nothing more and nothing less than that. It is, like I said, not financial advice, not asking anybody to play roulette. I am just asking you to watch me and to see the strategies that I am showcasing. And today it is Elite 21. Right then, this is the Elite 21 low. Dave also has an Elite 21 high version, and I asked me about an Elite 21 switch version as well. But for the beginning of the video, we are just going to be concentrating on the Elite 21 low. So what is it? It is similar to the golden key where your wins will come from 7 streets, whether it be the first 7 streets or the last 7 streets, depending if you're playing low or high. But there are some partial losses and full losses. We have some major wins and we have some normal wins as well. So because I'll just outline the bet, we have got 5 units on the first dozen. We have 1 unit on the 5th street, the 13 to 15. We have 1 unit on the 16 to 18. And we also have 1 unit on the double street, 13 to 18. Then we have 2 units on the 19 to 21. And we have 3 units on the low outside bet. But then we put in 2 columns as well. The top column, we have 1 unit on the top column and we have 1 unit on the middle column. And as you can see from the graphs here, so we range from the biggest win you can win at base level is $1.20 or 12 units. The lowest profitable spin you can get is 6 units. There's also 9 units of profit available on some numbers. Then we have, well, with 0, 5 numbers that will give us 15 units of losses. And then the other 8 will give us $1.20 of losses. So that is the system. Right then, so we're on the wheel. So starting bet of $1.50. We've got about $100 bankroll. What happens with the progression? So if we hit a full loss, we double our bet. If we hit one of the partial losses, when we lose only 12 units, we will just go up by the base level bet. Okay, and if we are in a recovery progression, whenever we do hit a win, we will reduce our bet by 1 base level unit. And then if we are at session high profit, we will reset. If we are equal to session high profit, we might reset as well. So that's where we are. That's what we are doing. So on the screen, you can see the wheel. In the top right corner, you can see how the bet is covered. And we can also change that to show you how it is covered on the wheel and where the whacks are. Then on the bottom left side, we see what the current bet size is, what the bankroll is, and what the highest bet was for the day. In the top right, we will be showing the numbers which have come out, and we will show the graph of how we are doing. And In the middle, you can see the wheel, you can see the bankroll, you can see the numbers at the side of me. So that's all of it. Right then, we'll put the bet on then. So we've got 3 units, 5 units on the double street. Then we've got 1 unit there, 1 unit there, 1 unit there, 2 units there, 1 unit there, and 1 unit there. So we'll go through the bet now. Let me just save it. So Elite 21. There we go. So we've got the bet saved. We've got the first bet on the wheel. Let's see how we do with ScouseHouse's Dave Elliott Elite 21 low system. So we're just playing the Elite low at the minute. That starts off with a number 3, and that is a winner. There we go. That is our first win. So we will just repeat the bet. So yeah, as you can see, we've got 3 units on low. We've got 5 units on the first dozen. We have 1 unit on the 13 to 15 street. We have 1 unit on the 16 to 18 street. We have 1 unit on the double street 13 to 18. We have 2 units on the 19 to 21, and then we have 1 unit on the top column and 1 unit on the bottom column. That was a 20, so that's got us a nice bit of extra profit this time. Currently now got $2.10 in profit. First spin we won 90 cents, as you can see here. First win we won 90 cents, and then the second win we won $1.20. Just about got the bet on, nearly forgot to put the bet on. So we repeated the bet. We're still at base level bet. As you can see, I've made the graph now interactive, so we can see when we hover over what spin it was at and where the profit and loss was at that moment in time. Now that looks like a high number. That is a 28 and is a full loss. We double the bet. Now we would have got to $3 even if we had hit any loser, because 1 unit is just the same as doubling when you're on the base level bet. So get in the comments. Tell me what you think about Scouse's strategy. ScouseHouse does create quite a lot of different strategies, and a lot of channels. Will Vegas shows a lot of his channels. Lots of his. That one with a 16. Yeah. Will Vegas shows lots of his strategies on his channel. Roulette Master has showed some of as well. To currently, as you can see it right at the bottom as well, I'm just showing how the system is done with wins and losses. So currently we've got a win, win, loss, and win. I'm not sure if the partial losses will come up as a win or come up as a loss. I can't remember if I've programmed it incorrectly. We'll see when we get one. That is a 19. That is another nice win. I am trying to get $10 of profit here. We are currently $3.30 in profit. We've got a $100 bankroll to try and get our $10 of profit. So let's see how many spins it takes. At the end of this video, what I will do is I will show you how the high system would have worked on these numbers. I will show you how the switch would have worked on these numbers as well. That's the 32, and that has a small loss. So yeah, it does come from a loss. Right, so we're going up 1 unit. So we're going to that $3 bet again. But like I said, on the first progression, doubling and going up 1 unit is the same. So it's only if we get a couple of losses in a row that they will change. And every time we get a win, we will drop our bet by 1 unit, so we don't keep our bets high for long periods, hopefully. So the graph is still in green currently. Can we keep it in green? I think that's a 16. Yeah, so that's a nice win. Back into session profit. So we go back down to base level bet. Yeah, so let me know what you think about this system. Currently, our highest bet was $3. We have played 7 spins now. You can see we have wagered $13.50 and we've got a profit of $3.90. Not too bad numbers if you do ask me. Move that out of the way a little bit. So that was a 32 and that one. Partial loss, sorry. So again, we'll go to that $3 bet. So yeah, so if any of the 22 to 36 come out all 0, then obviously we have to increase our bets. So if we do get a string of high numbers, then we need to see how this system does recover. And then we can see how the Switch version would have coped with the same sort of perils. That's a 10. That is 1. So we are going back to the base level bet. As you can see here, we were at $3.90 profit. We're back at $3.90 profit. We've just dropped back down 1 unit. And we're back at base level bet. Yeah, so I will show lots more strategies. So if you want a specific strategy that you want me to give it the TeKKa treatment, get in the comments and let me know, or get on a Discord that I'm in, that I hang out in, and I will do that for you. But yeah, this one is playing quite well so far today. But like I say, any day a system can do well. Any day a system can do bad. It's how many times will it do bad against how many times will it do well. And that is the main thing. And that is what we can test using the TeKKa's app without having to outlay much money, because I can grab previous spin results and I can easily convert them into the app to see how things would have played out. So that was a full loss. So we're going back to the second progression, $3. So now we've got 60 cents on low. We've got $1 on the first dozen. On the 13 to 15 and the 16 to 18, we have 20 cents on each. We also are covering 20 cents on the double street on the 13 to 18. So there's 3 little bets over them 2 streets. We have 40 cents on the 19 to 21, and we have 20 cents on the top column and 20 cents on the middle column. I think that is a 16. So where does that take us? Into session high profit. So we can reset our bet. We would be going back to base level bet anyway. 12 spins in, $4.80 in profit. I think, you know, from a $150 bet, that's not bad when you're considering, well, I don't know. If you think about the golden key would be 60 cents starting bet. This is a 150 starting bet. So it's like playing 2 units on the golden key, isn't it, essentially? That's a number 8. So that gets a little bit extra win because of the middle column. So the 1, 4, 7 and 10 give you the least amount of profit, 6 units when there's 15 units on the base level bet. The 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, 11 and 12 give you 9 units. The 13 and 16 give you 12 units. They give you 9 units as well, I think. That's the 22 and it's lost. So we have to go up to the second level. Oh yeah, let's have a quick look. So, I'm going to miss the spin here. 1 minute. That was a 16 again. And we hit that 16 like loads. Right, so we can go back to base level bet. Yeah, no, so I got that all wrong. Bear with me and we can have another look. Yeah, so on the bottom column in the second dozen, they all get 90, 90 and 90. But then the numbers above them all get $1.20 at base level bet. So we've got $6 of profit now. And I think that's an 18. That's a nice win as well with 18. Taking up to $7.20. Coming up to, I think that's 16 spins. Yeah, 16 spins, $7.20. 11 wins, 5 losses. $31.50 wagered. Not bad. But like we said, we will put the TeKKa analysis over these numbers for the other 2 versions of the Elite 21 to see how it does. And if we have time, I will go and try and grab some previous sessions and see how the Elite 21 would have done in those sessions. We can play a bit longer with them numbers. 18 again. Now we're up to 840. So we have had a lot of second dozen hits. 5 of the last 12 have been good second pocket hits for us. So yeah, let me know what you think about Dave ScouseHouse's strategy, the Elite 21. You have 7 streets which give you the main wins. You have 8 numbers that give you a loss, but it is slightly less than a full loss. So you do recoup just a slight bit of your profits. That is that was a win on the 20, but I didn't put my bet on. So that would have got us. Oh yeah, 1 minute. Right, because we didn't play that one, I can pause and then hit the 20 and then come back. So basically, so the graph stays true. What the app can do is if you didn't bet on a spin, you can pause that spin and then unpause it, so then you can go on like we have just done then. So that number 20 has not been added to the graph. So I think that's a nice little touch as well in the app. And what's that? That's a loss with a 20 something, 29. So now we'll go to our second progression. $3. We would have been 30 cents away as well if we got that 20. Do you know what? Sometimes I think they do it on purpose, you know. She wasn't even trying to spin that ball then. I'm sure she's done it because they're not happy with someone betting on this table. And she's been told to misthrow the ball. I am almost 100% certain that is what has happened. Anyway, I'm going to pause this until they sort out this missed throw. Right, and she started spinning it again. She did not put it back in to number 29 before spinning the ball. So I don't know if this is going to be a real spin or not. I hate it when they mess about with the wheel. We've won with the 6. Now are they going to pay us out? Because this is, yeah. So they have paid us out at least. That's okay. Right, so now we've got to $9, so we will reset back to our $1.50 bet. We're $9 in profit. We've had 20 spins. Let's see what this spin brings. Again, she didn't spin that ball at all well then again. I like playing on the Malta Wheel. So if you know where I'm playing, they have a Malta Wheel on Evolution, and I love that wheel. I really do love it. That's a 22 and has lost. So now we have to go to the second progression again. Yeah, I do really like that wheel. And it is a live bricks and mortar casino. You can see people playing on the cloth. Hasn't always got people playing on the cloth. Doesn't have that many people playing online, between about 5 and 20 people normally. But yeah, it's the light blue. It's all its graphics are in light blue. I like that one. I don't like the light blue, but I like the actual wheel. So yeah, let me know what other content you'd like to see on the channel, and I will try and get it for you. Ooh, what number is that? 23. That is a loss. So we're going up to 450. It's the first time we've gone to the third progression. So we're on the third progression now. The TeKKa App logo wasn't showing properly when I moved it. It was in the way of the wagering, so I moved it, and then it was behind the actual bet. Let's put the bet on the wheel so you can see how it's placed on the wheel. So you can see, like, obviously it's not highlighting the partial losses. That's a 21 though, and that should have won. See where we get to. All right, so we've got that. So we have to drop back down 1 unit. So we're on to a $3 bet again. $8.70 now in profit. See if we can get our win here. 23 spins in now. So yeah, like I said, let me know what you think about this. What do you think about coverage? So this essentially got 21 coverage, 21 pockets covered. I know it's got them few partial losses that there is money on them, but essentially it's a 21 coverage system. Is that too less for you? Do you like to do more? That's a 3, and I think we're almost there. So there we go. $10.50. The green has just there we go. $10.50. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to stop the session there. We've got the numbers, and what I'll do is I'll come back in a second and we'll play these numbers again with the other 2 systems to see how they do. Right then, so here are the Elite 21 low. These are the numbers that we played. So we first started with a 3, then we had a 20 and a 28 and a 16, etc. And then the last 2 numbers out were the 21 and the 3. As you can see, the graph showed $10.50 of profit. So we will clear the graph. We will switch the system to the Elite High. So that is the Elite High. We will switch back on the same bet, and we will have a look, and we will see how the actual high version would have done on these numbers. Get in the comments, pause the video, get in the comments and tell me if it's going to do better or worse. But here we go. So here we go. It reached $10.80 profit in 18 spins. So it reached the $10 profit in 17 spins. So 7 spins early. So there you go. So it got its $10 profit as well, but it got it in, like I said, 7 spins early, and it wagered a lot less as well. $37 wagered. So what's that? 30% return on investment. Right. So let's clear that up. Let's have a look at the switch. So the switch will start on low, because I don't know what the number before the free was. So we'll just start on the low. So we will start it again. Again, pause the video, get in the comments. How do you think the switch will do? Do you think it will do better or worse than them two? So it has to do better. It needs to get to $10 before 17 spins. So here we go. It also reached $10 of profit in 17 spins. So it did just as well as the high version. So the low version on these numbers were slightly behind, but you know, they all got their $10 profit. This one did it in slightly a bit more money. $39 was wagered. The highest bet, let me have a look. The highest bet for this one, we did go to the $6 bet. So maybe we were at the second level and we had to double, or we were going up 1 unit for a couple of times. So there we go. That is the three different ways to play the Elite 21. But that is just with a small sample of spins. So we've got, so from the 11th of May, I pulled off lots and lots of spins at 4:30 in the afternoon where I live. Okay, so I'm going to go to the immersive wheel, I think, because that's a nice, oh no, let's go to my Malta wheel. Let's find my Malta wheel. I know I've got it here somewhere. Bear with me. The Malta Live, here we go. So we'll give it all the numbers that I took off. Okay, so that is going to be about 108 numbers, I think. 108 spins. So we'll clear it up, right? We're just going to see how it does. So we're starting off at 10 cents. We'll start off with the low again. So we'll put the low in. Okay. Now we're going to put the profit target. We want 100 because we want to see how well it does. See how long it can last for, right? Yes, we want it to go through all the spins. So we're going to put it to 1,000. So it's definitely not going to get to 1,000, but we know we'll be able to see, the graph will show us exactly what's going on. There we go. So we'll keep it the same. Partial losses, we go up 1 unit. Full losses, we double. And when we're resetting on new session high. So what we'll do now is we'll start this. And we will paste in these numbers and see how it does. There we go. It got to a $40 profit in, 120 spins we've got here. 120 spins. So it got to $40 in 120 spins. It did, if you look here, at spin 12, it was $18 down. And the maximum bet was $12. Is that what we had to do? But we got $40 of profit. So we played for 120 spins. We had a $100 bankroll and we made $40.50 profit. That is really, really good. So what we'll do now is we'll clear that up. We'll do the same spins for the high. See how the high did. Again, pause it. Get in the comments and tell me, put Malta high and have a guess on how much the high is going to be in profit or loss. So let's paste the numbers in again and then we'll see how it did. It got $47 of profit. So it's done better again. And it didn't get in as bad trouble. It did have a nice 3 wins in a row there, which got it back up really well. So as you can see, it got down to $6.90. Wagered $516. Highest bet was higher at $21, but it got $7 more in profit in 120 spins. So if you had a $1,000 bankroll and you were playing with $1 instead of 10 cents, in 120 spins you would have had $470 profit. So let's clear this one out and let's go to the switch. Same parameters, the way Dave said to play it. So let's put it in again. Pause the video, get into the comments, tell me, switch Malta, is it going to be higher or lower than the $47 of profit? And let's see what we get. $41 of profit. So the high did win on the Malta Wheel. This did go into $18 of negative amount, and it had the biggest bet. It had to place a $30 bet, but it was all within the $100 bankroll. So there you go, people. That is, we played it live. We played the Elite 21 Low live for about 23, 24 spins, and we got our $10 of profit. We then used their numbers to see how the high version and the switch version did, and they both would have got $10 of profit on them same spins. Then I went over to look at the spins from yesterday on the Malta Wheel at 4:30 my time. We pulled out 120 spins from that session. And how did it do? They all got over $40 of profit. So get in the comments and let me know what you think of this strategy, the Elite 21. So here's a quick look again at the low version. I think I should be able to put the other ones on as well. Load them. Oh, the switch version won't show until the switch version doesn't show it up. And there's the high version. So yeah, hope you did like this video. Just remember, I'm just a guy sitting in his room playing roulette with the money I can afford to lose, and I am happy to lose. So I hope you did like this video. Big shout out to David Elliott, ScouseHouse, for getting in touch with me and asking me to do this video. If you want me to do something on a strategy that you do, please let me know in the comments. And you never know, your strategy might be shown next time. So with all that said, people, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.